Right, it is
Are we missing one person?
No, Brian from the assessor's office. Eugene is not coming. Okay, so I'll call the meeting to order. We'll take a roll call. Richard Snow, please.
Here.
And here. Becky Brenner.
Here.
And Fran Martin.
I'm here.
Eugene Pagel is excused. First, we're going to do the confirmation of the meeting notice, which I have here, the affidavit of publication from the Journal Times. Next, we're going to do the election of the Board of Review Chair and Doris Dale from his opening. Sorry. So, if someone would like to make a motion to appoint the chair for this year, last year it was Richard Milkey, the year before it was Becky Bernard.
I nominate Becky.
Well,
We've been doing that. I don't know. Back and forth. No, not back and forth. No. We rotate around so that. And
That's fine. Yeah, I don't think I can be chair. Just I don't think as a trustee liaison. So.
I don't know if there's a rule against it. Okay,
I will second that.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. And then can I have a motion to appoint a vice chair?
That's I do fine. That's fine. What's fine?
Someone like to make a motion?
You have to make a motion. That's fine. It's not. I'm sorry. What was your name?
Kim.
Kim.
I'll second.
Okay, so you make a motion to?
Yes.
All right, and a second.
I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and I know you haven't. You've been here several years, so.
Yeah.
And you're pretty new, but
Yeah.
a couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, we've rotated around, and it seems to have worked nicely.
It's a good idea because it's a bit of a task to do it.
Okay, but it's just
But it's
busy
good to rotate it.
I think so. Yeah. So
fine.
All right.
Kim's very capable. You're all very capable. I know you're all.
I think we're all
I know
capable.
you're capable. You're capable.
And I provided you with a very nice script.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Then if the chair would like to take over for the remainder of the agenda, we are on agenda item number 5.
Verify at least one member meets the mandatory training requirements under state law, section 70.46.
Okay, so Fran has started the training but hasn't quite completed it. We're going to take care of it.
There's some flaw in the computer when it came up, but I did take the exam. I mean, I read all the materials and took the exam, and I'll finish it, presuming we can get the video.
We'll have that finished and then filed with the DOR before the next meeting.
Yeah.
Verify the village has an ordinance for the confidentiality of income and expense information provided to the assessor under state law, Wisconsin statute 70.47.
Okay, so I do have printed copies that have been handed out to everyone. If you would like to review those, you can take them home and review them. But if you have any questions about it right now, we can talk about it.
I did see it. I thought Tim Pruitt was going to be here because, as I understand it, it's all public except that there's this very narrow exception for confidentiality of that information in certain circumstances. Is that?
Yes. So we can, if there is, that does come up, we'll have an attorney at the next meeting.
Okay.
So we'll, if that does come up.
Yeah, it seems to me that it would be an unusual situation from what I could figure out.
Yeah.
Is that anything new?
Nothing new, no. Same policy, no ordinance changes, no state statute changes that we are aware of that would affect us.
So we do solicit income and expense information from property, for apartment buildings, strip malls, stuff like that. That is confidential.
Okay, I thought it looked as though the rest of it, as though that was a narrower exception. But
it's my understanding that we're not supposed to be delving that information out. And there's
if they're using an income approach, though, then we would have to.
Yeah. Well, you use it to develop market rents.
Right, but let's say they're contesting it, and let's say you assess it on something else, sales information or whatever, and then they contest it on a market approach. We have to look at that because we have to take evidence on that. I don't think the whole thing is confidential. Yeah. If you're taking that approach to valuation.
I mean, you can develop, you can explain it to that particular property owner that's supplying it to you.
Right, but it's a public hearing. So it can't be confidential in a public hearing. I think the exception, as I understood it, was that I'm not quite sure what the circumstance would be, but if you read it, it appears to be that if people in certain capacities are using that information, like some capacity that has to do with public service or something like that, it looked to me.
Maybe I misheard what she said. I thought
On
she said
the
something about income.
She did.
Okay.
But I think the exception to the confident, I can find it again. Because I looked at it.
This is in the policy that we were discussing at the moment. This is about sworn telephone testimony and sworn written testimony. So I was just looking at, I thought that was in
Where
the
it is.
review of rules and
No, we're
procedures, but-
still.
Right.
We're still on 6.
Income and
Which is
expenses.
which is this?
Did I have that? It's in my minutes.
No.
See, it says exceptions for persons using the information in the discharge of duties imposed by law or the duties of their office or by order of the court.
I skipped it
So
in
those
my
are the only
minutes.
exceptions to the confidentiality of income and
Yeah, I have to
expenses.
look at our form and see if if the Department of Revenue has a disclaimer on there. Because I mean, certain transfer return information is also confidential that we can't, that we get from the state, but we're not, like phone numbers.
Oh, right.
So I'd have to look and see.
Well, if it comes up, but we should get him to explain exactly what that is, because I wasn't sure what that meant. Persons using information in the discharge of duties imposed by law or the duties of their office or by order of the court.
Okay, we can
Anyway,
discuss that next meeting.
All right, should I move along? Okay, number 7, review policy regarding the procedure for sworn telephone testimony and sworn written testimony.
so that, I mean, again, if people have a letter from a doctor or a nurse practitioner, then we have to grant it. But we can grant it in another discretion otherwise.
It is always at your discretion, so it's up to you to determine what is a reasonable reason for waiving.
I thought it said somewhere.
But, I mean, I'm
But
reading
yes,
this
that is a
as,
good example of something that should be considered reasonable. If they had a doctor's, they were in the hospital or something like that. I would agree with that.
okay, I'm reading this as we're supposed to be reviewing the policy that's in place. So
Yep.
should we, should somebody tell us what the policy is? Okay.
Rule
Yeah.
7.
That's
Here.
All right.
it's page 40 in the packet of stuff. It's somewhere. There's a form that specifically talks about.
Okay, so we're talking about Rule 7, sworn telephone testimony. No one may appear under oath by telephone or submit written statements under oath other than those who are ill or disabled as provided for under 74.47 in the Wisconsin statute.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone is ill in the hospital, they can, request
Okay.
to be by telephone.
And you could, or someone, for example, might be out of town or overseas or what, in some place.
Just generally being out of town on vacation, I don't think that would fall under this. No.
No?
No.
No.
It's
Why not?
illness or disability.
Who are ill or disabled.
Yeah, that I get. But
I think just being, I mean, you have the opportunity to schedule a hearing. So I think just randomly not being able to make it for personal reasons is not an adequate excuse. It would have to be something like an illness or
really,
disability.
I would,
That's what's in the board approved policy.
Okay.
Well, I mean, so you still questioning that? So we're gonna
Yeah.
bring that up at the next meeting?
No, this is a board approved policy, so this is the policy that we have right now. So
That's by
changing
board.
this policy is not really on the agenda for this board. This is a matter for the village board.
Yeah, but
Right.
so you have to feel, I think, okay with this at this meeting.
Yeah, I mean, it says you have to consider their stated reasons, fairness to the parties, their ability to procure in person, et cetera. So none of that rules out somebody being out of town on vacation.
Our sworn telephone testimony, no one may appear under oath by telephone or submit written statements under oath other than those who are ill or disabled as provided for under state statute 70.478. That's what our current policy states.
Okay, so this thing's sample board of review policy and procedure is not the same. I'm looking at page 39.
You know, those are examples provided in the training, not our board approved policy.
Which is right.
Oh,
here.
okay.
Oh, it's this.
Let's see.
So it'd be
That
on,
would address things like that, like an agent.
On page 4.
Like an agent for a corporation wanting to do that.
Right.
actually, it could be up to, yeah. 7.
And we don't want that, Caledonia.
That your policy
I see.
reads.
I see.
Yeah.
Our policy is
Right, right.
exclude, only allows ill or disabled.
Walgreens can call from Chicago and do it over the phone. They have to come.
They could, well, our policy wouldn't allow that.
That's what
No,
I'm
he's
saying.
saying,
Couldn't.
Could not.
Right.
Got it. They have to show up. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'll make a note in here to say
I think so.
not the same.
You're okay with this now, right?
Yeah, I'm okay if that's our
All right.
policy.
Number 8, review policy regarding the procedure for waiver of BOR hearing requests.
And I believe that is rule 5 on page 3. So this is to waive a board of review hearing to allow them to go straight to circuit court.
I don't think I've never done that.
No,
I've
I've never done that.
That can happen when you have like a corporation or a larger commercial property where it's going to be complicated. And actually this was just discussed when I was at Steve's Board of Review, where oftentimes they may not request a waiver and come to a local board of review for the specific purpose of gathering information on what their case is so that they can prep to actually go to circuit court.
Oh,
So it would be in our best interest to go ahead and waive that, and
So
the
we can
board
waive
can
it.
also waive it. and
even
tell
if
them-
they don't, I was wondering about that because I do see that in some corporate things we want to say like, oh no.
If it's very complicated and
Yeah.
in, a smaller village like this where we don't really have the resources to handle something that's really complicated and big like that, it would be
Yeah.
best to waive that.
You know what? Going back to appearing with sworn telephone, I really would like to look at possibly changing that the next time. It seems unreasonable to me if people have a long scheduled vacation and they're or on their business trip to China or something that we wouldn't allow telephone telephone testimony.
Probably send that to the legislative and licensing committee for discussion as a trustee.
Okay, but you're saying we
No,
don't have
you
the
don't have
ability
the ability
that
to
here?
change this
Okay.
village board policy.
Okay.
Yep.
We're just poor committee members.
Okay, any other questions on the waiver procedure? Anything else in the rules and procedures?
Nothing else.
Yeah,
So-
but we're in open book, so like, because no one's
Open
gotten
book?
their assessments yet.
No, assessments are scheduled to be mailed out July 1st. Open book is, I sent it to you, I don't remember off the top of my head now.
3 weeks following.
Yeah, 3 weeks ending in July 31st, and then board of review will be August 20th.
Okay.
And I do have the agenda, August 20th, yeah. I do have the agenda for that here, and I will post that on the door after we adjourn, so, because it's required that when we adjourn to a later date, that I post on the door of the meeting place, and then we'll adjourn to, so.
And then you'll email.
Yes. and then
Okay.
I will email.
Perfect.
Open book is July 13th to the 31st.
Okay. And I hope we publicize it widely that that's where people should come to.
We
object.
try, yeah.
It's in a few
Is it
different
7:30?
spots.
Or 7:31?
From 7/13 to 7/31. So second week to end of July.
Definitely push that out on Facebook when open book is.
Yeah.
We did that last year too.
Yeah, I think it's, I mean, just from, now I haven't been on the board review long enough, but I think that we are doing a better job of putting that type of stuff out there and explaining that open book is your
Right.
is your best opportunity to get any changes
Mhm.
actually effectuated.
Yeah, there's a lot more flexibility there.
Yeah.
But I had a few people last year that, like, I saw were posting on Facebook about their assessments, and I was like,
Go to open book.
go to open book, like, but remember, I'm like just telling you from a friend standpoint that you better have something, not just yes. And my one friend's like, you actually did this? I'm like, I did do it. I did it in our old house. And now again, that was 2 decades ago, but I got them to lower my value by $20,000. Yeah, it bit me in the ass the next year when I sold my house, but
Because the buyer was saying, well, look at this.
that's my luck. Yeah, that's just my luck. Yeah, yeah. Our 5-year plan went to a 2-year plan, and I was like, years I've done that.
I just want to make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Is that what I say? Okay. Adjourn. Okay.